I will be addressing you, the hateful murderer. On the evening of February 10th, 2015, as I was away from home for school, I received the phone call from my father in which he confirmed that indeed Deah and Yusor were murdered. But first, he asked me why did we study our faith growing up, preparing me to only say that which would please my Maker upon hearing the devastating news. Indeed, we belong to Allah, God, and to Him we return. My father tried to hang up the phone. He could not bear delivering the news he knew would tip me over the edge. I asked Baba who was the third victim. The news said there were 3. I thought you, the hateful murderer, had been killed. I thought maybe a friend was visiting or someone got caught up. He again tried to get off of the phone, but I pleaded. And he said, Yousef, Razan is with Allah, God, now. You executed my sisters and my best friend in cold blood out of pure hatred. You saw them as others. You hated the hijab. You saw these beautiful, kind-hearted, philanthropic, academic achievers, people of faith, the exact antithesis of you as evil, when in fact you are evil. You lied to police, saying they provoked you, that they were profane with you, that they fought you. You tried to assassinate their character. You did not know Deah was recording his hateful, murderous neighbor's harassment in order to obtain a restraining order. And your point-blank execution of my sisters was captured on video. Razan, the most beloved person to me in this life, 19 years old, pleaded for her life. But as the autopsy report states, you put the gun barrel in direct contact with her hijab and discharged a bullet through her brain and into her neck muscles. Explicit details and the truth you tried to run away from last Friday when you objected to including Dr. Sommer's testimony in the hearing today. The testimony which confirmed your bias towards my sisters, which we all knew from day one. This was a hate crime. When you and your lawyers tried to waive the entire sentencing hearing today, and when you tried to escape appearing before us today, you are a coward. You're a small man, a monster, a failure. And as they said to media immediately after the murders, your own children believe so too. Deah, Yusor, and Razan dedicated their lives to helping others. They dedicated their lives to Allah, God. They died having never ever given their parents, their siblings, their friends, or their colleagues an unpleasant day. They were happy, passionate, successful, loving, and you hated them for it. You hated them for being Muslim. Deah was much larger than you. He did not fear you, like my father told you. And Yusor was much larger than you. She wanted to show you the true kindness of Muslim Americans, the character which our faith teaches to defeat your regressive stereotypic views. For context, you see, she had grown up in the post-9/11 era, accustomed to the hatred, the stares, the glances she would receive as someone who wore the hijab, and she would respond only with kindness. But the problem is in people like you, hateful people, entitled, narcissistic, aggressive, jealous, selfish, angry, violent bigots. This has become a societal problem in our home, America, unfortunately. I'm not speaking today to make myself feel better. That won't be accomplished. No words can express the magnitude of loss my mother has experienced. You think it was a long time for you awaiting today. You have no idea. I'm not speaking for you either. You're not a remorseful man, that is known. I'm speaking today because it has to be heard. Today is a day of justice. You were blinded to the true beauty of my siblings by your wicked hatred. The hatred you exhibited towards my sisters caused you to vilify them when you in fact were the true villain. It's the same way unarmed black children are vilified and have guns drawn on them by law enforcement. It's the same way that media doesn't cover the unjust oppression of people of color, citizens of third world countries. And unfortunately, the night of the murders, our police department released your narrative, the narrative of a hateful murder, that the murder stemmed from a parking dispute. But as we all know today, there were no cars parked in your parking spots. You are a liar, and the truth has prevailed today that you hated them. Today is your day of judgment in this life. As God is my witness, the real day of judgment awaits you. You feared the truth being revealed today, and you tried to escape it, but you couldn't. And you won't be able to escape it in the next life either. Will you contemplate what awaits you? In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, God says, "But whoever kills a believer intentionally, his recompense is hell, wherein he will abide eternally. And Allah has become angry with him and has cursed him, and has prepared for him a great punishment." That's from chapter 4, verse 93. And in stark contrast, like the contrast between you and my siblings, I will end with a dua, a supplication. I ask Allah, God, to have mercy on Deah, Yusor, and Razan, to enter them into the highest paradise where the prophets and their companions will live, and unite them with their loved ones there for an eternity of bliss. Ameen. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.